get all stupid up in here.
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Houston's like a medical center is like a blanket.
It really
sleep
is.
at nighttime. It's like covering me.
We're definitely spoiled.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. Okay, so the first time, 7 years ago, if somebody's new to the show, 7 years ago, I had prostate cancer, and they told me that radiation will only work this one time. If it comes back, you're kind of SOL. And so it came back 3 years later, and I was like, oh my God. But they'd made so many advancements in those 3 years that they were able to do it again, and here I am.
In 3 years, if
Healthy as a horse
that all
now.
happened like in 2004,
Oh, I'd be dead.
I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, exactly. So we're very lucky that we've got the medical center. Roula just made it in. I
Yeah,
mean,
right.
the
In her boat.
weather is so bad. Oh, I know. We all got so drenched.
Oh, no, I parked in the garage.
I saw Kim park in the garage. Oh, you
did?
Yeah. We have a card to park in the garage.
I thought
if
Kim was
we
going to
want
run over
to.
that homeless guy sleeping by the way.
Oh, when
I heard
I
you
chose
honking.
to not park in the garage.
when I got in
one person I might
the
get
building, y'all, I look back at the bad parking job. I'm all over the lines. Like,
Well, I
I'm
couldn't
going to get door
see.
dinged for sure.
I couldn't see, and when I was parking, I was thinking, okay, I'll try and park between you guys. I thought, oh, I might take out one of your cars. I can't see; it's that bad, and I'm soaking wet. I
Yeah,
took my coat off.
it's bad.
Oh, did you
It's-
try and park between us?
I did park between you
Oh,
guys.
no. Oh,
That's supposed to be a little
great.
longer
Oh, boy.
park.
That means you probably parked. I can't get into my truck, I bet.
That means you're going to have to
Look
get
out the
all
window.
wet when you back up against it. You know,
it's
you
the
have to
closest
squeeze
to the door.
through.
It's the closest to the door.
Eric,
Eric.
the only way you're getting in
On
that
the other
car is
side.
if you lose like 100 pounds and you're like 8 pounds or something.
Get in
It's
the
like you
other
gotta be
side,
paper
crawl
thin.
across.
For the record, I did park in between the lines, my lines. But if we just
Yeah,
leave
but those
at
are
the
the
same
skinny
time,
lines.
The skinny lines, yeah.
For some reason, they must have started on one side, and they didn't measure each
when they
parking
sized out
Oh,
the
they did
parking
not
spots.
measure properly, that's for sure.
the
Well,
far
if we
left-
just walk out together and I just jump in first, I'll pop out and then you go.
That's
And
what
that
we'll
way,
do.
that's how it'll go. But
Like on the
it's
right-hand
really
side
bad
of the
outside.
parking lot, I think the lines are like about 6 feet across. And then to the left, they're like about 10 feet across.
This is a tree of trust. This is a good time to ask the texters. If you're, listening to the show, maybe you're at the
What, I
gym or
thought we were in
something.
the trust tree in the nest, are we not?
There's we're in a meeting yesterday, and there's a person. I'm not going to be
No,
trying to
no,
be
no,
mean or
I know.
anything. This person puts a lot of cologne on, and it really is a strong.
Look at Maud's eyes; they're
Cologne
bugging out.
smell.
No,
I know who it is. I just didn't.
No,
And
my,
so-
my eyes were burning so bad.
And I couldn't take it anymore, and I said, "Oh man, you blank, you put got a lot of cologne on there, man." He's like, "What?" He didn't know, so then I'm like, "Am I the a-hole because I brought that up?" But I mean, I think somebody needs to. No one's told this guy because it's been for years, and I couldn't take it anymore because it
You've
was
been
just.
talking about this for years.
It was
I just couldn't take it
so
anymore.
strong. Like my eyes
No,
were burning.
You guys have been
It's not
talking
right
about this
because
for years.
But you
If you
smelled it
smell-
right yesterday, right, Amon?
I think I did.
What do you mean you think?
What do you
Honey,
mean you
You
think?
can smell it before you walk
The
through the
whole room.
threshold. I was so
okay,
shocked
see-
at the amount of
And it's
cologne.
not like it's cologne. So this
Ahmad
is like
and
poop.
I are accustomed to meeting that and more as we are out and about in the culture.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Culture?
I don't know
man
how else to
cologne?
explain it.
I get it
I
if
don't
you're in a
want to give it
nightclub.
away. If you give it if you say why we know, we kind of give away who it is.
Okay.
No,
Like,
But if you're in a nightclub, maybe you dab a little bit more on. You got to cut through the big crowd. But we're just in an office.
If you're going to work or just going out, you have to put on like a
Like when I
bucket.
walk into the bathroom and there's nobody in the bathroom and I can still smell the cologne because there's a vapor
Well,
trail that
And I'll take
lasts.
that
cologne
wasn't
over
him.
BO
No,
I
that
know
wasn't
who that was.
That was somebody else.
I knew who that was.
I'll take cologne over BO any day, but
Yeah.
but even I have to say that was
But it's that
overwhelming.
strong that like the whole room. I'm like,
Overwhelming.
That's
I'm
why
like,
Roula left early.
Straight it is.
Oh, yeah.
100% it is.
Oh my God, you
are
were
not
so
lying.
far away
she used
from
your
him.
kids as an excuse.
Honey,
No.
Y'all are something else.
I
No,
thought
no,
she was going
no.
to pass out.
Kevin, you know how I am with smells, Kevin. I cannot tolerate the smell.
You were
Especially
the
a bloodhound nose.
You're at the other end of the table. This person did.
Right by-
They didn't
right
stink. It was
myself.
just a little bit
little bit.
stronger than
No, no,
normal.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I love,
It was-
I
it was-
love man cologne smell. I love a great cologne on a man. I don't have a problem. Maybe a little bit more is fine. Yesterday, I could not. I was like, you know what? Life is too short to sit here and burn my nostril hairs like this. I gotta get out of here.
If you went into the God's honest truth, like about
Terrible.
3 weeks ago, I dropped a bottle of cologne in my bathroom. The entire bottle shattered. I was really bummed out. It was a brand new bottle. stunk so strong.
Well, no, it's not stunk.
Well, I mean, it was overwhelming.
Strong.
Like the whole bottle. It took
No
days,
matter what it is.
days for that to air out of my bathroom. And this was equivalent.
I'm just hoping when I said that he'll get the hint.
That'll do you, man.
So
I doubt it.
Next week at the meeting, I'm going to say
it.
something to him. I'm going to say, hey, nothing against you, but I have allergies. And you know, if I get too much of that, it irritates my skin.
So you're going to lie.
All I know is Roula put that bag on that table. She put her cup in her bag. She said, I got to go.
I was like, I'm finished.
Well,
Me
I
and
gotta
Lo-
go.
I
She beat me
texted
to it. I'm
Laura
like,
next to me, and I said, girl.
Wait, I was so mad. I was getting ready to do the same
You
trick.
you showed up like 20 minutes late.
I know. You didn't get the full
sitting in
potential of that scent.
Then I thought all day, I'm like, now is it on me?
And I did not sit there on purpose, Eric, because I was like, I can't. Today it's too strong. If I'm right next to it, I'm going to pass out.
I just don't know.
So I was on the other side.
So
and I
people
still
out there,
left.
please be careful with your.
A dabble do you?
Yeah, you don't have to squirt.
Missed
like
it
10
and walk
times.
into it. Don't bathe in it.
Because how would it be any different? Like overwhelming cologne or perfume versus really rank body odor. They're all bad. One is on one extreme of the graph and the other one's on the other.
Sometimes you
it's
get both.
offensive. It is offensive either way. If you cannot focus in a meeting because somebody's cologne is that strong or somebody's BO is that strong, that's a problem.
Yeah, am I going to just go in there and go fart in his face?
Exactly. If you had
Whoa.
farted and
a little
crossed us in the
extreme.
entire
I'm just saying,
room, we would have cleared the room
That would
and
be
everyone
rude.
laughed and been like, oh my God, what are you doing? You're disgusting.
That'd be rude, yeah.
We're just sitting in it. We're just sitting in it.
But there are some people that they
Tune
believe
in next Friday. I'll let you know what happens.
Yeah.
colognaflage.
I will say something.
That's hilarious.
I'm like, yeah, I'll be nice about it.
Hey, you talked about it and you about it. You have been saying it's bothering you.
Yeah.
So you brought it up.
I just can't believe, Ahmad, you're not smelling what we're smelling.
It wasn't as strong to me.
Honey.
Oh, are
But
you
maybe
kidding?
maybe if I smelt it from across the
You
room,
were far
it
away,
was
though.
too
Yeah.
strong.
Roula's got a bloodhound.
Eric and I are right
I have a
next to
bloodhound
it.
nose. I could smell it. The second I walked in, I was going to sit in my normal spot. I do not ever sit in that spot.
You know, she was
True.
way over.
You
It
know
was
that?
hilarious, and you
I was
You
said,
never on that end of the
not over
table.
here today, honey. You see behind me.
Ryan was
Satan.
safe. Ryan was like going to go sit towards Kevin, and then another person goes, "Hell,
Pulled
there's
out
a
the-
chair right here."
Yeah,
pulled up
yeah.
the chair, and I was like, oh.
It's like,
That's hilarious.
Did you see the look on my
yeah,
face?
I could sit over here.
And
Dang it.
I look over at Rula, and she's got like her hoodie over her nose.
Oh, yes.
The whole time.
Because
I was watching that.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And,
The whole
and the
time
girl
she
next
was,
to me,
like,
I
hiding her
looked at
face.
her and I was hiding my nose in the collar of my jacket.
That's very obnoxious.
So it's not obnoxious, Kevin.
A little
To
bit.
each his own, honey.
If you smell-
something, who are you to tell me what? It's obnoxious that I'm going to try and cover it up instead of standing up and saying,
Oh, my God.
you are stinkerama.
Well, she was doing that the whole meeting. I started smelling my armpits. I was like, wait, hold on.
Could have been you too, Ahmad. Could have been person on the
Hold
other
on, we
side
gotta
of me.
talk to you
Everybody.
about that. No.
Yeah, Ahmad. I need you to get some Tide Pods
We
and
are
go
not
triple
starting
on
that narrative. Let's go. We got to get out. We got to get out.
Here's your official rainy weather for today. It is crazy. Please be careful. Kevin is correct. The right lane is too deep for you. Don't go on that side.
We've got some pretty strong
It's too
storms,
flooded.
but the good news is they should clear out by around 10 this morning, but that's of no help right now when
We
you're
have the
stuck in
national
traffic.
media coming into town today because
Oh,
the
yeah.
big game's Monday.
College tournaments.
What a great way to welcome them.
I know, it's like,
welcome to Flood City.
Yeah, the 2024 College Football Playoff National Championship. So
Monday
I'll
night.
talk a little bit more about that in the news. But yeah, it should clear out around 10 this morning. It's just going to be kind of a gray, cool day. A high of only around 60. Right now, 55 degrees and lots of rain. And yeah, did I say 614?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about Cologne.
Yeah, I know. It like permeated my brain.
614 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
I'm pleased to introduce Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
Okay, let me just get it out of the way. Last night was the live wedding of ABC's Golden Bachelor, Jerry Gary. I say
Jerry Gary.
Yeah.
It's Gary, but it's spelled Gerry. Remember we didn't know when he first became the Bachelor. Is it Jerry or is it Gary?
okay.
You didn't know until you
Wife and
saw the show.
sister-in-law were watching it.
They were.
I didn't. I had it when I turned the TV on. Somebody was getting engaged at the wedding.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Two people.
Ooh.
And then they came back that Jesse, Palmer?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, and by the way, let you know that they talked to Gary and
Teresa.
Teresa.
And that it's okay to not
get
steal their
permission.
thunder.
Yeah, because I was thinking,
Oh,
ooh, that's,
oh.
I mean, I know they need filler for 2
Yes,
hours,
yes.
but I was like, that's kind of scummy to get engaged at someone's
Yeah.
wedding.
Yes, let me tell you about the sidebar
no.
of this gamble ABC took last night. To do a live wedding of a couple that has their real family there, how much downtime is at a wedding in a ceremony? How much downtime? How much downtime because somebody wants to make a speech about something or whatever. So I was really interested to see what their strategy was going to be to do filler. Now, last night I didn't get on top of my time game. I didn't turn it on right at 7. I turned it on right at the right time when they actually were getting married, because God knows what all that filler was before you had to watch.
Like a cocktail party beforehand.
But they were just talking all, because here's the thing. It was their wedding, but the first 8 rows, I think, were just all these Bachelor Nation people. Their real family, I don't think, really got to have prime seating. Yeah. I was like, oh, is Uncle Earl back there, in the 20th row, because they had to make room for Ben, who didn't marry Lauren.
I don't know if Uncle Earl made it.
I don't know. Anyway.
If his nephew's getting married, he's 75.
Well, I'm just making okay, so it was his best friend, Bob. Yeah. Best friend, Bob. The other thing about the gamble of the live wedding last night was one of the contestants was the officiant, and the little ring bearer boy came up with the rings, and they had knotted these rings and ribbons, and they couldn't. The vows had taken a long time. And so, I could tell the control room of ABC was puckering. The control room of ABC was probably puckering because they were going on for a long time in their vows, because this is their real life. They're going to really talk about how much they love each other. They're not actors. But, for a commercial time and broadcast time, they're puckering. And then the rings come up, and they can't unknot the rings from the ribbons to put them on, and the officiant girl, the girl who was a former contestant, goes, are y'all playing a joke on me? She's trying to get the ribbons off to put the rings on them.
Anyway, Kris Jenner.
She does. She's 100% Kris Jenner. She's one of the contestants that Gary did not pick, but she has her own company. She marries people in real life. It's like Noni Nuptials or something. Anyway,
how long is the actual ceremony? Because most weddings that I've attended, usually the ceremony in the church is only about 25 minutes.
I turned it on right when she was starting her vows. So I must have turned it on. Not that I had missed almost the whole thing. It was about 20 minutes from the time to the ending. I think 20 minutes to the end. I think it was 8:40 when I turned it on. And then the Little Boo thing is the only song they must have licensed, because Jesse Palmer goes, okay, we're going to get it going. Come on, Ben. Former Bachelor Ben, get the dancing going. And it's a Little Boo thing. And so he starts dancing. Like they're married. They go down the aisle and they're greeting their family, and then they have to throw it to somebody now. So they throw it to some correspondents from Bachelor Nation you don't know if you don't watch that show or that franchise. And then Jesse Palmer's like, okay, we're going to get the dancing going. And it was Lil Boo Thing. And then they come back from commercial, and then they're just playing Lil Boo Thing again. I go, that must be the only song.
Must be a little audio from the wedding, I think. It's
pull it up.
It's 30 seconds
and
long.
Paul Russell sings that, by the way.
Paul Russell, thank you.
Was he there, Paul?
You're my Little Boo Thing. No, it was just the DJ.
With all your hopes and dreams. And now, by the power vested in me by the state of California, it is my honor and privilege to announce you husband and wife. You may kiss your bride.
And she was wearing all out wedding gown. Like a 25-year-old's wedding gown. They went all out with this one.
Gary and Teresa are married, and the wedding might be over, but the party is just getting started.
Yeah.
Wedding might be over. What?
Wait. Did he say Gary?
Yeah, Gary.
Okay.
I say Gary because when I first saw his name before I knew he was Golden Bachelor.
Even I'm confused now because I don't watch
It's Gary, but it's spelled Gerry.
Okay.
So you're like, oh, is it Gary or Jerry? Anyway, so I've been calling him Jerry.
When I heard his voice, I feel like I got to go buy rooms to go.
Oh, that's that guy?
That's the rooms to go guy?
Jesse Palmer.
Wow.
And also, Mumble's wife, Caroline, who was a former intern of the Roula and Ryan show, and Mumbles, who worked with our show for a long time, I texted her last night, and I was like, because she was all over her Instagram, oh my God, it's happening. Bachelor Nation people are freaking out. And I was like, yeah, I was kind of, I turned it on, and I noticed her strap was broken on her dress. Did they talk about that? Or what are the odds that the camera angles that she had a broken strap on her gown? And she goes, no, they did not talk about it. But also, what's with that cheap veil? I thought for sure they'd do it up for her. And I was like, it's so funny, man. We can't stay away from a wedding. Okay, if you like Halo Top ice cream, speaking of Caroline, my friend on Instagram.
What kind of ice cream?
Halo Top ice cream. Is it fat-free? Is it keto-friendly?
It is keto.
What is their thing?
It's keto.
You can tell.
What's the catch on that? What's the catch on Halo Top? It's not regular ice cream.
It tastes weird. That's the case.
I don't think it does.
Is it healthier for you?
I had the salted caramel, and it was really good.
It's high protein, low calorie. That's what it is. They are accepting applications to become a Halo Top athlete. 10 lucky athletes will be paid $5,000 if you can stick to your New Year goal. Not resolution. You're going to have to create a 30-second video, post it every week for 8 weeks. You'll have to update on how your progress is going towards your goal while eating Halo Top ice cream. You'll get paid $5,000 if they pick you one. Yeah, because they want the message to be an athlete is eating all this ice cream and still sticking to their New Year goal.
You need us people, normal
the real people. Athletes don't sit around and eat tubs of ice cream.
That's why they're athletes.
Exactly.
They're in shape. They don't need that crap.
But they can eat that sometimes, right?
We eat those because we like to eat our feelings.
You have you like to eat your feelings.
When you guys watch
You start
weight loss,
on February 20th is when you start. If you're going to sign up for this, by the way, and just go to Halo Top Ice Cream.
when you guys watch those weight loss commercials, you can usually tell they get somebody who's really built, and they just they let themselves go for a couple of weeks for the before
I've
shot.
seen the commercial for,
and then they do the after, and they're all cut.
I think it's like called Weight Wagers. Maybe
Weight
look that up.
Wagers?
Look up the
Weight wagers.
Not watchers?
wagers, and you can bet and win money by losing weight.
Oh, I've seen that
That sounds like a
commercial.
commercial. Like, what
That's a
is
long
this?
time ago. This still went on.
It just came.
And then they hold up a sign that says, I've got $1,500.
Yeah, like
for like whatever how
How's
much
that
pounds they
supposed to work?
lost.
Because I'm like weigh myself with bricks in my pants, and they go, "Oh, look at me! I lost 20 pounds. Give me money." I'm like, "What is this scam?"
I don't know. Anybody ever done that? 37530. Have you ever done that? Because everybody falls for something or tries something once. You've tried everything once, Eric.
Yep.
You even started a diet like a week before Thanksgiving like a fool.
Yeah, that was stupid.
By the way, it's halotopathletes.com, not just Halo Top Ice Cream. Go to halotopathletes.com if you want to be one of the athletes that gets paid $5,000 to eat Halo Top ice cream while keeping to your New Year goal, which now that's the new word. It's not a resolution. It's too cliche.
Can you get this ice cream at like HEB and
Yeah, store.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's in the grocery store.
Well, shout out to you, HEB. I
try it.
posted I went to check in my DMs for a bit over the holidays.
Scary.
And last night I went down the rabbit hole of not falling asleep and looking to catch up. And I had posted over the break about this soup I found at HEB. And I never buy I usually don't buy like pre-made soups that are cold and you have to reheat them. I just either going to make soup or I'm going to go somewhere and eat soup. I'm not really a big soup person on the pre-thing. I found this soup at HEB and they're like grab and go. And I thought it was so good I posted it. And I did not realize that HEB responded back after I posted it. And they're like, oh my gosh, we love that you love our soup. What's your favorite kind? So last night I responded to HEB.
2 weeks later?
I don't know how long it was. I really like this soup. It's the only one I've tried. But
Which one was it? Because I love this soup.
It's a seasonal one though. That's why I thought for sure
was
it's
it
going
like
to be gone.
The pumpkin autumn.
Yeah, it was like autumn squash or something. It's
Yeah,
basically
those
like a butternut
soups are so
squash.
good.
Oh,
It was
HEB
so amazing.
for sure. If you want to get the
Amazed.
best ever, Ahmad, make a trek down to Central Market. That's basically a fancy HEB.
I love Central Market, but that's a little too far for me
Their
right now.
soup.
Start by my plate. I'll pick you up
Oh
some soup.
my God!
Soup.
I will put their tortilla soup against anybody in Houston.
Oh,
It
I
is
love the HEB
so
one.
Oh,
The
they
HEB
responded
one.
again. They
Oh,
responded
what did
again. They go, it's awesome. Do you have any favorites? I go, oh my gosh, this is the first one I ever tried, and I'm so sad it's seasonal because it's my favorite of the ones I've tried because I've only tried one. And they said, yes, it's seasonal. We're afraid it's going to be leaving our shelves soon, but we're constantly putting out more flavors to try. It was the Simply meal, the real simple spiced autumn bisque.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm going to go get some today.
I didn't
It's
try
on the
that
shelf.
one. I
It's
should've.
good.
I'll give
All you
H-
need to add for that is a little touch of nutmeg.
It should
and
be
was
smart
perfect.
though. They make you feel like they're, Texas and Houston. With
Yeah.
the commercials
yeah,
and with their
tied to the
brand.
town.
Because I like Kroger, but I feel like HEB I feel like they're part of.
Feels more Texas.
I don't know why. I guess
Well-
the commercials because they always do those commercials like this is Bob.
It's so funny
his
how they
corn,
had
this is
Oh,
his
yeah,
corn.
this is
They
cornfield
had-
in Texas.
such a meteoric rise too. When I was a kid growing up in Houston, the big grocery store was Safeway and Randall's. Now Safeway doesn't exist.
Yeah,
Well,
Randall.
Safeway
Randall's
is Randall's.
yours.
What was the other one? Tom
Safeway
something?
owns Randall's.
What's one in
Oh, they
Dallas?
do?
Yeah, it's called Safeway in other cities. In
Okay.
Colorado, it's called Safeway.
What was the one in
Okay.
Dallas? Tom Sawyer or something?
It was Tom Thumb,
Tom
which
Thumb,
is also
which is
Randall's.
Randall's. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is Safeway.
And in Kroger in Los Angeles is Ralph's. It's the exact
And we
same
said
store.
Apple Tree and Albertsons here, but Albertsons got absorbed and Apple Tree just went away. I don't know what Apple Tree was.
There's a Piggly Wiggly. I remember on where I used to live in Dallas.
Piggly Wiggly.
I'm like,
The
what
only-
the hell? There's actually that's real Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, because I just remember it from Driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah, I'm like, what
The
the-
Piggly Wiggly's around yonder,
No,
Miss
well,
I
Daisy.
remember it from Win a Date with Tad Hamilton starring Josh Duhamel. That's where Kate Bosworth was working at the Piggly Wiggly.
with Topher Grace.
Topher Grace, the manager. Okay, so it's Friday, guys. It's Open Phone Friday for the first time this year. I know it's raining outside and it's kind of a crazy
Strong
morning.
thunderstorm alert.
Just be real careful.
Maybe you're
You're
at work, you can call in, or you're at home, you want to call in.
Yeah. Don't be trying to call in while you're dodging those puddles and floods.
Yeah, be careful.
713-390 KRBE, a very stormy Friday morning. Open Phone Friday next on the Roula and Ryan Show.
It's KRBE. Turn it up. With more of the Roula and Ryan Show.
Very stormy Friday morning, severe
Be very
thunderstorms. Be careful. Phones are open.
You know where the place is pond in your area. Everybody knows that area with ponds. It's ponded. I'm sure it's ponded.
Oh, yeah.
But
Just be careful.
And a few people, but it just sounded too loud.
Yeah.
Oh, people are calling for Open Phone Friday because it's too loud.
I'm like, I don't feel safe having y'all.
Focus on driving. If you're somewhere safe, you can call us at 713-390-KRBE.
Yeah, if you're already at work, or maybe you haven't left your house yet, you're working from home today.
Speaking of Ahmad and I have been really obsessed with the Gypsy Rose story.
Yeah, because today, the interview is going to happen on Good Morning America.
I'm waiting.
Yeah.
Oh, my
So,
God.
for those that aren't familiar about Gypsy Rose,
what is it in a nutshell?
let's just give a little
Here it is
recap.
in a nutshell. Okay, her mother was horrible. Growing up, she got all this free stuff. She'd take her to Disney World. She'd get free this, free that.
Got a
Why
free
would
home
she get free
from
stuff?
Habitat
Why
for
would she get free
Humanity
stuff?
because she was faking that her daughter had cancer.
Yeah.
And when I say faking, she went the extra mile. She got a feeding tube put in. The girl did not need a feeding tube. She was telling people she was allergic to sugar and got all of her teeth removed.
She was
That's
really
the
young.
thing. They said she was a teenager, but her mom was lying about her age. The girl was actually in her 20s.
Yeah.
Oh, my
gosh. And the thing is, what the really sick part about it, because people were really hurt and messed up in Katrina, she used that as an excuse as to why her medical records. Yes. She used that as an excuse. She was like, oh, her medical records, they just got swept away in Katrina.
Because they're from New Orleans.
Yes. And so that's how they were able to get away with all that. Fast forward, the girl becomes smart. She gets a cell phone. She gets a laptop. Finds a boyfriend online, and basically they're talking for a while, and she's talking about how she wants to break free from her mother, and the guy's like, well, I can help you, yeah. And they start plotting to kill the mother.
Wait, because did she know that her mother was purposely doing all these things and she wasn't ill, or did she actually believe
not
herself?
ill, but her mother made her sick.
I understand that, but how long did Gypsy Rose believe she had these problems until she realized it's her mother doing it
I think
to
it was
her?
for years.
Like more than 10 years?
I believe so.
Good God.
Pulled all of her teeth.
So they
pulled her all of her teeth out. Yeah.
But how did the dentist even agree to that? A dentist has to do that.
The woman was just manipulating them, and she's like the sweet Southern woman, and
evil.
My daughter is just so sick.
Who would ever think that somebody would do that to their own kid?
Right.
Well, she paid the price.
The bigger twist is she meets the guy, they plot to kill the mom, and they actually do murder the mother. How'd they kill her, though?
He stabbed her up while Gypsy hid in the bathroom, and she was so scared. She was talking about how she plotted and planned for it, but once it started happening, she just wished it would stop, but she was scared to say anything.
And so she's out of jail. Is that why
she did 8 years in jail?
Yes, because she did co-conspirator.
She was a co-conspirator.
Yeah. So she basically did plot it, but once it happened, she was like, oh gosh. And they went on the run for a couple of days, and then they finally caught him. The guy was really the twisted one, I will say, though. But
how much time did he get in jail? Because she got 8 years.
He's still in jail.
I believe he got life.
Yeah, because what the thing I heard yesterday is that she felt her freest and best when in those 8 years in prison because she was away from the mother.
Yeah, that's how bad it was.
That's how crazy it was.
She's probably she'd be like, I actually feel good.
Like nobody's making her sick. Yeah. So she's out of prison now, and she has more than 10 million followers on TikTok, Twitter, X, Instagram. And she got out of prison on December the 28th. So there's a big interview with her tonight. There was a 2017 HBO documentary called Mommy, Dead, and Dearest.
Yeah, it's really riveting.
And that's where people got familiar with this story. So anyway, the book is called Release Conversations on the Eve of Freedom. It comes out January the 9th. There's a 3-part Lifetime special, The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard. The interview is going to be on Good Morning America today, and there's an article on page 6 in the New York Post saying she's going to make millions of dollars as an influencer after this now.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
And to make
People
a
love her.
movie, get the...
There's also a really good show on Hulu called The Act. It goes into detail. It's more of a dramatic series, not a documentary.
Based on her?
Yeah, based on her story. It goes in depth. It's really, really good. That's where I first learned about it.
It's called Munchausen syndrome, right?
Yeah,
when the
Munchausen by proxy or something like that.
Yes, you got it right.
Yeah.
But Munchausen syndrome is what? Because I'm getting that confused with the Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm syndrome is when they fall in love with their captors.
You feel sorry for your captor? You feel sorry for your captor, or you're in love with your captor?
Well, I mean, they believe in the captor's cause.
Okay, and then what's Munchausen?
Munchausen syndrome is a psychological condition where someone pretends to be ill or deliberately produces symptoms of illness in themselves.
Okay.
Their main intention is to assume the sick role so that people care for them.
Yeah, and give them
they are the
attention
center
and
of
all that
attention.
stuff.
Sometimes not just for money, to make money, just attention.
Yes.
So I'm guessing by proxy means the mom was the one doing it.
Munchausen mom is what they call her in the New York Post. The Munchausen
Oh, the mom really, she lived a large life because of all the swag they got
What's the mom look like? I gotta see.
Here's some pictures of her.
well,
Here's the thing that really, listen, guys, there are terrible people in this world who become parents, right? Because you don't need a manual or a license, or a certificate to become a parent. But the parents over time, this is not the first time a parent has used their child to get things, right? In all different facets. Even like Drew Barrymore's mother would be classified as one of these moms that used her kid. Because when Drew Barrymore was a child, Studio 54 was like the place still that celebrities went. And her mom, not being famous, wanted to be in there so bad. She dragged Drew Barrymore as a 5-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old to go there. Be like, look, I'm Drew's mom. So like that kind of person is just a different level of bad. Different level of bad.
'Cause you never want to assume anyone that their kid has cancer.
Exactly. How could you question someone who's telling you their child has pediatric cancer? You are so awful to even think that that doesn't add up. That was she saying.
Didn't the mom say that she had cancer quite a bit though, like different forms of it too?
Who, Gypsy?
Yeah, Gypsy's mom.
I mean, yeah, they would. She would go to the
this.
doctor, and she'd be like, "Oh yeah, the doctor did this, and that." And like one of the things they show in the act, it was a doctor who started putting the pieces together. Like, this doesn't sound right. I know you guys went through Katrina and all that, but like,
you're not showing
where
any
is
signs.
everything?
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? In this one
they
picture
lose their
they
records,
have-
by the way. It's not. They didn't have computers and Katrina.
There's a
it was
database somewhere.
2005.
It
Yeah,
was
there was a
2005.
database. There was a
we were
database.
computerized. We were computerized in 2005.
1986.
Right, but there's a picture of them in the New York Post story where they're obviously in a helicopter going to probably like a Make-A-Wish type of excursion.
Oh yeah,
somewhere,
they
and
did a
they're-
lot of that.
And their thumbs up. And I'm thinking like now the story is out that this girl who looks very sick, she doesn't have hair, and her mom and her in the helicopter like we're going to this great adventure. Now that this story is so public, think of like the people that probably were interacting with them. Like if I was like a Disney cast member and I was in charge of them and something told me like something's up with this mom, you'd be like, well, I can't tell anybody. Now you're like, I knew it.
But you could say it then.
But you can't make
like
that
7 years
accusation.
later, you're like, I knew it.
And look at the mom.
I was in charge of them.
What is she wearing around her neck?
What?
The
She has a
mom.
necklace. She has a cross around her neck.
Cross.
She's using Jesus as her. Look at me! I just praying to Jesus for my little girl to be so well because she's got pediatric cancer. Even though I'm poisoning her, it's like in the movie The Sixth Sense. Spoiler alert: bleaching the food every day, bleaching the food.
There's some sick people out there.
Well,
Yes, I'm saying. Did you see that?
she paid the
I haven't
ultimate
seen
price.
Sixth Sense.
Okay,
No.
well, I don't want to tell you anymore, but bleaching the
I mean,
food.
you
He's
know,
too
I
busy
know
watching
the
Saltburn. He's
big
watched it 4
plot
times already the last
You
2
watched
days.
that 4
Actually,
times.
hold on. Can we sidebar? You have not watched Sixth Sense?
No, but I
So-
know the big spoiler. That's
you
why I
do.
haven't watched
Oh,
it.
then
Well,
too bad.
bleaching
Then
the
it's
food is
ruined.
another spoiler. You're like,
Yeah.
whoa.
That's ruined.
Yeah, I was like
whoa.
bleaching the food. What?
Yeah, bleaching the food.
I met somebody who's like 23. He won't watch any movies that are made like past like 2010. He feels like they're too
Oh, he's
old.
missing out.
I'm like, you're missing some great
But
movies.
it just depends on
But then
how
I'm-
your parents
I'm a
raised
hypocrite.
you.
If I see movies from like the 70s, I'm not going to watch it.
What?
Sometimes that's Godfather. But like on TV or I see the 60s, I'm like,
It's all grainy and
doesn't look right. Doesn't
look right.
The sci-fi looks terrible.
sci-fi
Star
from the
Wars
70s is bad.
Pulls it off.
I love
Star
70s.
Wars pulled it off because they remastered the
Yeah.
whole thing and they put modern
Jurassic
effects in
Park,
it.
I think that if you watch that first one today,
Oh, yeah.
Still holds
I still
up.
think it holds up.
Yeah.
But now
you?
you can see a
Oh,
little
yeah.
bit more. Like at the time, you thought it was all amazing graphics, and now there's so many better graphics
That still
that you
looks
can kind of see. But yes,
really
no,
good, though.
You still have the stress of like in that kitchen when they're just sitting there like trying to hide from the
Breathing.
dinosaurs and they're breathing, or like the footprints and the water ripples.
The
like all
first
that
movie
still gives you the stress.
The first movie that really revolutionized CGI was Terminator 2 with the molten
Oh, yeah.
metal man.
I thought it was
crazy.
before that with The Abyss.
Oh
that
yes,
was too.
That was also James Cameron.
Yeah, that was
also
really
James
good.
Cameron.
Yeah, that's
Was
a
that around
good
the same
point.
time, or was that?
The Abyss was
before
1989,
2-2.
88 or 89.
Yes, that was. I never even saw
never
The
watched that
Abyss,
one.
but I know
It's the
that
bald guy,
iconic
Ed.
scene.
What's
Yeah.
his name? Ed Harris.
Yeah.
Ed Harris
He
and
looks
Mary
the
Stuart
same.
Mastrantonio.
I just saw like a big bubble. I'm like, this is boring.
Do you know what it's
No,
about?
it was good.
I need to watch it. It's like little
Aliens
Abyss,
underneath the ocean.
Yeah, who start causing problems with the underwater station.
That'd be cool.
And then come to find out it's this alien presence who, and then he, I guess it comes into the station, and that's where the
over the
CGI
body.
comes into play.
Yeah, but I've only seen the iconic scene of The Abyss. They show it always like when they do like American Film Institute like highlights
With that water
It's of the
tube,
water
like a blob.
person.
Yeah.
The water turns into the person's face.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the same technology he used when he did Terminator 2 to turn Robert Patrick into the Molten Man who shape shifts into whatever character he wants. It's pretty amazing that Jim Cameron took like how advanced he was as a filmmaker to do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway, as we go down that road tonight, the Gypsy Rose interview. If you want to see that. Maybe
Is
it's
it
got a lot
tonight?
going
Is
on.
it tonight or is it the GMA?
I thought it was
I'm sorry, GMA
Yeah,
this
yeah.
morning. I was thinking of.
It's probably happening right now because they're an hour ahead.
Yeah, you're right.
Turn it on.
Hey, yo. Time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan.
No, don't turn it on. Listen to us instead.
Me, for us.
Put it on here.
Yeah,
Channel.
you can watch it later. It's on clips or whatever.
We
without-
can
I
get the
want to
clips.
watch it right now.
We just go to their website. We get the clips. We can play it later.
Oh, perfect idea. This is brought to you by Duncan. A Conroe resident won $3 million after buying a Texas lottery scratch ticket at a convenience store. The winner bought the ticket from the Encino food store on Fraser Street.
Does the person know they've won yet? Or we
no,
just
they
know
know.
there's a winning
They
ticket?
picked it up and they wish to remain anonymous.
Okay.
Smart.
Because yesterday when we did Anyone Listening Who, my original question was going to be, who listening right now to the show has won more than $100,000 in either a lotto ticket or a scratch off?
Save that for next week.
I'll save it for next
Yeah,
week. Now
somebody
that person
won
can
all
call
that.
in.
I know one person that won't get any of that money. Special K, since he bags on Conroe all the time. Conroe, that person that wins, I'll give you 50,000, Ryan, 50,000, Roula, 50,000, Eric, Kevin.
None to Kevin.
Go to hell.
Buc-ee's founder and CEO Arch Beaver Alpin III is going to kick off the 2024 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. He's going to be the Grand Marshal
Beaver
of the Downtown Rodeo Parade.
Is that really his name?
Yeah.
So that's why they have the beaver mascot?
Well, his nickname Beaver is his nickname. I don't think his mom put it on the birth certificate.
Never know.
But Alpin opened the first Buc-ee's back in 1982, and now they've traveled outside of Texas. And finally, the Texans are just 3 months away from unveiling their entirely new uniforms. The team's logo is going to remain the same. But the traditional uniforms will be scrapped and replaced by 4 new versions. Now, there's a big push for the Texans to switch to something that resembles the Oilers' Columbia blue, but that is not possible. Back when the franchise owner of the Oilers, Bud Adams, moved the team from Houston to Tennessee after the 1996 season, he took the Oilers' history with him, including the logo, the team name, and barred its use by the Texans. So it won't look like the old Oilers uniforms.
Can't you just get it as close as you can to that color without being that color?
Yeah. Well, they call it Columbia blue. It looked like powder baby blue.
The Rockets need to change their halftime the court. It's still that one with the blood.
Oh, they
It's supposed
still
to be a
have
rocket.
the Dracula font.
I hate that one.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Go back. Now they're starting to use the H-Town vibe with the blue and stuff and the red. It looks cool.
Cool.
Like the throwbacks. Just
That's
go back to
what's
their,
going down.
The mustard. And
the
red.
yellow and the red.
the
Yeah.
mustard
They
and
won
the
championships. Go back to that.
They look like an
original.
old Burger King.
Not the one with the diapers.
No,
It's not with the diapers. It was not diapers.
Remember that one with the diapers and the rocket with a face on it?
Oh, yeah.
Like-
Yes, but why would you
Oh,
say
they look like
diapers?
bad
'Cause they're
pajamas.
Look at their pajamas.
They look like really bad
But not
pajamas.
diapers.
Oh, diapers, pajamas. It looks terrible.
Diapers and pajamas are totally different.
No, not diapers.
It's stupid. Steve Francis, Yao Ming looked dumb in those outfits.
The mid
They were
'90s
too
one.
big.
Yeah,
They were
it
just
looked
too
it
big.
looked like a bad pair of pajamas in the Walmart bargain bin.
Hey, man, Walmart pajamas not so bad. Don't be bagging.
Whatever, you guys make fun of my
Well,
costume.
we want them for the NBA. Coming up next, Special K's got another prank call. It's the first one for the first Friday of the year.
Now, if you've ever changed cell carriers, you know that a month or 3 later, you get that final bill. You're like, hold up, I paid this. I know I paid this. Y'all don't get any more money from me. But they come a-knocking, and today we're going to find out exactly why you are still being charged.
Uh-oh, next on the Roula and Ryan Show.